conjure. They're all happy with this concept. Problem is that in the exorcism manuals, two words are used, conjure and adjure. And they're used interchangeably. There is no sense here of anything other than to command the demons. There's no contract being entered into here. The demons are uniformly described as stupid, and they are ordered about in the way that anyone would order about serfs or slaves. There's a performative cure, initially for the possessed, and it's then being used as a way of harnessing demons into service. Once you see the technology in the pattern, people look at it, scratch their heads a bit, and think, oh, we can actually just get these guys on the paper and ask them to do stuff. Don't think we're burning it. And get what we require. It's expedient. It's very expedient. And when this was performed in an entirely Christian context, heavily eschatological because of the idea that the demons have been released from hell to bring about the second coming of Christ. And it was most often done by clerics or by people studying at cathedral universities. And the evidence of this is clear when we read the grimoires. They promise in their powers, for example, prelacies, which is promotion in the church, and knowledge of the liberal arts, which means you can pass your exams with flying colours whilst continuing with your drinking and whoring, and the spirits will sort it out for you. Nice. Easier than downloading it off the internet. So, necromancy, our famed art, is the direct heritage of Christian exorcism, a tradition which does not talk with demons, but talks at demons. It draws them out, it confines them, and then it consigns them to the flames. And this is the very same art that we next see practiced by the Inquisition. But of course the Inquisition didn't burn paper, they burned witches, who were no longer victims of the demons, but had been turned into deliberate agents who'd chosen evil and had signed this infamous pact. So when we look at the grimoires, rather than looking for flattering parallels, we cannot overlook this very ugly truth, which has profound implications for our practice. What we see in England is that the cunning man played the part that the clerks played, and for those interested in the English cunning tradition and the minor clerical orders, I suggest looking at Richard Parkinson's excellent essay in Serpent Songs, which explains how these people worked. But what we clearly had was not a satanic anti-church practicing demonic magic, but a necessary service being performed for people. But I'm not suggesting that we plunge into collecting or working with the very exorcism manuals, though I'm sure some publisher will start churning them out. When we take some time to analyse them, our needs are very different from both the academics and the exorcists. So what I propose we do is, in order to work with the grimoires, we need to throw out more than we keep. And it's the conjurations, this supposed method, which has to go. And for those who feel squeamish about that, we work with the Grisha of Solomon, and the operating system is clearly bolted on straight from the 1485 Heptameron. Completely different context, attached to a spirit list. So, in concentrating on the machinery, and by fetishising the implements and the toys, we've lost sight of our original aim, which is, how do we talk to demons? So to conclude the first half of this, we can state, necromancy is not simply exorcism by another name. Exorcism is an important magical role for people who are called to it, and not being drawn into dialogue can be good advice with some spirits, but it doesn't adequately describe the nature of the work that we're engaged with, and also it doesn't describe the kind of entities which we're invoking. And in order to do this, I need to drop another mask. and have another drink. And recover my chalk. The term demon is totally misleading. I've been using it with the understanding that those in the audience who are a bit more observant might notice the grimace and micro expressions I have when I have to use it. The word is totally loaded. This is the nature of practical magic. It's about reading the player rather than the cards. Demonic magic is more like poker. So let's drop the demon word and